If I have to apply for a new job, I'm upfront right from the start. I said that, hey, I'll only be able to work like, let's say 4 days of a week instead of 5. Now, if that is okay with you, I'm okay taking a salary cut. You go breathwise initially, great. But after you have explored the breadth, then you go down deep into any 1 or 2 adventure sports and take it up seriously. You shouldn't make the mistake of showing that sort of thing to your wives or your girlfriends or your mothers or your fathers, especially your mothers, because if you show that, then that's it. You're just going to get banned from kayaking. Okay.
So guys, welcome to the second episode of our podcast series UnLensed. तो इस एपिसोड में मैं आपको एक ऐसे इंसान से मिलाने वाला हूँ जो कि एक फैंटास्टिक कायाकर हैं, उसके साथ वो एक एविड माउंटेन बाइकर भी हैं. ही इज़ द को फाउंडर ऑफ गुडवेव एडवेंचर्स और इन सब के साथ वो न्यूटैनिक्स में एक सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियर भी हैं. तो आज हम जानेंगे उनसे उनके सीक्रेट्स, वो कैसे मैनेज कर पाते हैं ये सब. तो चलिए मिलते हैं मानिक सर से, हु इज़ 44 ईयर्स ओल्ड, करेंटली लिविंग इन बैंगलोर. बाय द वे ये वीडियो भी अभी बैंगलोर में शूट हो रहा है. एंड इन हिज ओन वर्ड्स ही इज़
half software engineer and a part-time outdoor specialist.
So before we hop into the questions, let me tell you a bit about Malabar River Festival. I participated in the intermediate boys category and managed to win both the events in the category. इस event के लिए Manik Sir sponsored me the paddle and the kayak, so thank you Manik Sir, it really means a lot to me. अब ये MRF, that is Malabar River Festival, कैसे start हुआ, क्या इसके पीछे की कहानी है, जानते हैं खुद Manik Sir से.
So Malabar River Festival was started in 2013.
Okay.
That was the first edition that we did, and that time it started really small. There were about 25 athletes, mostly Indian athletes, but about 3 or 4 people had come from the UK. They happened to be in India at that time exploring rivers, so they just hopped over and came to Kerala. And that edition actually was like a stunning success, you know. So the locals got very interested after that in the sport. There was a lot of publicity in the papers and the local magazines. Local news channels came and covered the festival. So it really caught hold of people's imagination. And that festival was actually done on a very shoestring budget. It was we did that with almost about 2.5 lakhs of budget.
Oh, okay.
And that entire festival was organized by us, you know, like as a team of kayakers. So apart from the prize money that was given by the Kerala government, everything else, all the expenses were borne by the kayakers. So almost around 2.5 lakhs of money was spent on this festival and was contributed by a very small group of 5 or 6 kayakers to get this festival going rather. And after that, you know, the festival has just grown from year to year because kayaking in Kerala has like really taken hold, especially during the monsoon season. And a lot of international Indian kayakers know that there is a lot of quality rivers that are there in Kerala, and those rivers are like high class. You have all the rapids that you need from class 5 to class 2. So even like people who are beginners can come and learn. And those people who are like the super professionals, they can also come here and have a great time on these rivers. So in that sense, Kerala offers like a huge, I mean, it's a nice buffet of rivers. So anybody can come and just have a good time, no matter what your level of experience is.
So Manik Sir, जैसे कोई beginner है, if a beginner wants to learn, you know, kayaking in Kerala, so how can he proceed?
So there are a couple of schools right now that are running in Kerala. So obviously one school is ours, which we have been operating since 2013 or 2014. It's called Goodwave, and we are running courses from all the way from June till the water levels last, till the monsoon levels last. If we are lucky, then we have water levels till end of September or even early October. So we are operating our sessions, our kayak sessions. We have 3-day, 5-day, 7-day, even 11-day programs for people to come there, just stay there in that town. Town is pretty well set up. It has most of the modern amenities. A couple of new hotels have come up in that area. One of them is called Life Track, and they have a pretty nice fast internet connection, so people can even come and work and learn kayaking. So there are a couple of people who are like traveling nomads and they are camped out in this place. So they kayak for a few hours in the morning, then go back to the hotel, you know, then work for the rest of the day, and then do that for a month or so. So I feel that is the best way to learn kayaking because it's a new sport. It requires a lot of time and dedication, and it's a new skill that you need to learn. So if you do it continuously at a stretch, then that's when the learning is the best.
आप अपना काम भी कर रहे हो 2-3 घंटे डेली प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हो.
Correct.
That is a really good way of
Right,
learning.
right. After the pandemic, there has been a little bit of a phase shift
Yeah.
in the mindset of how people operate. Companies have figured out ways to be connected,
Exactly.
where people don't have to be physically present in office. So you can be working from anywhere. That has enabled people to actually go to such places. Like quite a few people are going to Manali and working out of there.
Vacations.
Whatever you call it, work vacations or whatever.
Yeah.
So similar to this, you can come to Kerala during the monsoon season and work from Kerala, and also pick up the sport.
Yeah,
So that I think is something that has just started from this year, and it's great.
Yeah, it's
because
amazing.
when I went to Kerala this time, that's what I saw. That okay, wow, this things have really changed post COVID. And people are really thinking about investing in better facilities as far as internet is concerned. People don't care so much about where they sleep. They just need like a clean bed and a clean toilet. And as long as it's there and you have a good Wi-Fi, that's all you need and you're set up, right? There's another example of this one lady who's from Bangalore. She's been working and kayaking out of Kerala for the last 1.5 months. And she even took part in the intermediate category and won in the intermediate category.
Yeah.
So I think these are like some great examples of people who started from zero of not knowing how to kayak, and within a single season they've got to a point where they can call themselves kayakers, and they are they've reached a certain level of accomplishment. So for me, when I started kayaking, there was I had to travel to Rishikesh from Bangalore just to get some water time. So in a year I would probably get only 10 to 12 days of water time in a year. So my progress was really slow. But if you can get that similar amount of time within a month, then your learning can be really accelerated, and within a course of a season, you can actually get to a certain level where you are saying that I am a kayaker.
You are, working as a full-time software developer in Bangalore. You are doing mountain biking and kayaking also. How you are managing two full-time things, together? Yeah, outdoor wali activity bhi and this also.
It's a question of how you set expectations with the people that you work with. Now, when I'm working in a job and basically if I have to apply for a new job, I'm upfront right from the start. I said that, hey, this is what I do. This is who I am. This is my identity. I am a kayaker. For all practical purposes, I'll only be able to work like, let's say, 4 days of a week instead of 5. Now, if that is okay with you, I'm okay taking a salary cut. Somebody with my level of experience would be working 5 days a week, and if I'm working 4 days a week, so I'm saying you can adjust your salary accordingly to the time that I work in. But this is how I'm going to like work. For a lot of companies, that's not okay. They said no, we want you 5 or 6 days even, and then we say yeah, that's okay. Then that this company is not for me, so no hard feelings, and we move on. And then there are quite a few companies now that are mature enough to know the value of even somebody who can deliver efficiently in those 4 days, and then spends their time doing something else, right? And they're mature enough to understand that it doesn't compete with what they are doing, and this is something that this person is, and it's not so much of a distraction. It is part of who this person is. Those companies that are okay with it, I set the right expectations upfront, and as long as you set the right expectations upfront and you deliver to them, then nobody's going to complain. But the problem lies when you overpromise on things and you promise something and you're not able to deliver on those expectations. That's when conflicts happen. So I find this like my way of life, right? I mean, when I started kayaking, the biggest problem was, the expense of it all, right? Okay. It is not easy to buy a kayak in India. A kayak costs about 1.6 lakhs. And that's just the starting point. You need a kayak and you need all the other gear that goes along with it. Yeah. So by the time you spend your money buying all the equipment, you've spent about 2.5 lakhs, right? With the paddle, helmet, life jacket. Then is the travel cost associated with going kayaking, right? So if you're living in a city, you can't really kayak in any city in India right now. All the rivers that flow through the city are like just filthy swamps, thanks to the excellent planning of our local administration bodies. So you have to travel. And take your kayak along with you, which means you need a car. The car needs to have like a nice roof rack. It's essentially an effort to travel outside the city and spend all that money. So
and
there is
you need people also to come with you.
You need like-minded people to come with you as well. So it's a fair amount of time that is spent on planning as well as travel. So it's not a cheap hobby. It's not something that you can sit at home and do, right? Like painting or whatever artistry. It requires a fair amount of moving around, especially in a country like ours where the infrastructure for this is very, very poorly developed. To be able to support a kayaking lifestyle, you need a constant source of income, right? There's only been a resurgence of these recreational kayakers, as I like to call them, the people who are primarily working in the city and taking kayaking as a hobby. That resurgence has only happened in the last 5 or 6 years. Prior to that, all kayakers who came out of India or other kayakers in India did it as part of their job, as a daily job, like the river guides in Rishikesh, Ladakh, or wherever there was a rafting community or there was like a rafting business or river business that already existed. Still, we have a long ways to go, and things like this Malabar River Festival, Ganga Kayak Festival, Meghalaya Kayak Festival, these will just help in bringing kayaking to the limelight, right? And getting the word out that this is like such a cool sport, such a nice adventure sport.
So जैसे अभी आपने finances की बात करी हो ना, it's quite an expensive sport. It's quite difficult for especially college students to start doing all this stuff.
Correct.
So how can they like start with a minimal amount, and how can they manage their finances?
Yeah, for college students, I feel it's still a problem that is unsolved. Okay. You need to begin somewhere, so you need some amount of investment. You need to like save up at least 25,000 rupees minimum to be able to do one course, right? And then if you feel and that you're enjoying the course, then you can do like what you are trying to do. You try and get an internship with a company, saying how do I volunteer with what you are doing, and then in return you teach me how to kayak. So you have some kind of a barter system, right? So you come in and say there is a certain skill that I can offer you, which is maybe I will do your social media marketing, I will manage your website. These days most college kids are fairly tech savvy, and they know how to manage websites, they know how to like promote themselves on Instagram. They are in touch with like the generation, with the people of their generation, Gen Z and all that, which people like me are finding it a little harder and harder to connect as the years go by. Because we lose sight of the trends and whatnot, right? If you're really dedicated, then you're really committed to learning something, then nobody can stop you, right? So the best way to go about it is to find somebody willing to take you under their wing. And I can safely say that the kayaking community all over India is fairly small, and they're always looking for people to help them out in certain way or the other. And when they see that somebody is genuinely interested in learning the sport, then they consider that person as an investment, as a future ambassador for them, right? So and especially if you are doing something where they can save money, like for example, if I have to do social media marketing, I'll have to hire somebody to do it. Now, if somebody comes and says, "I'll do your social media marketing," then automatically I'm saving about 30 to 40,000 rupees a month. So then that way it works for me as well, and I will teach you how to kayak, right? So one of the things about wanting to learn kayaking is managing expectations with family. Everybody knows about rafting, everybody knows about skiing and all that, but when they think about kayaking, they think water, a single person in a boat, and they automatically think that this is way more riskier than any other adventure sport. So that itself creates like this impression, and they will discourage you from doing it. So one way to address that is, to not show them like any hard kayaking videos. Normally what happens is that people go up to their families and say, "Oh, look at this kayaker, he's doing these great waterfalls and all that." Just so that, they think that your closest friends and family will get impressed, that maybe one day you might do it. You might want to do it one day, but they will automatically be scared. They will think you're mad, you're crazy, and they will discourage you from doing it. So one important point is that when you go kayaking, you should always play it down. Say that no, it's just a nice and easy sport, very safe, and show them videos of people doing easy stuff.
Rolling.
And this that about But the moment you show them about kayaking videos of people doing waterfall, so that is good to watch among your own kayaking friends. But you shouldn't make the mistake of showing that sort of thing to your wives or your girlfriends or your mothers or your fathers, especially your mothers. Because if you show that, then that's it. You're just going to get banned from kayaking.
Okay. Before ending this video, what would be the one मैसेज जो आप देना चाहोगे 18 से 25 इयर्स के लोगों को जो इंटरेस्टेड है इन चीज़ों को लेके?
I feel that this age group is like the best age group to start this kind of activity, right? Because this is when you are developing as a person, and physically you are in your peak form and you are at your best, and you also will feel that when you start this sport, if as long as you are mentally committed, you will find yourself learning a lot of things much faster than somebody who's like in their mid 30s or mid 40s, right? So I feel this is the best age for people to for this Gen Z 18 to 25 to get into this kind of adventure activity and learn it and become good at it, right? I see a lot of kids coming to me learning the sport for 3-4 days, then trying something else, then trying something else, and trying something else, just to get like Instagram videos of them doing many different things, but they never really stick to any one of them, right? Due to also social media, people's attention spans have become much shorter. So people don't try to become masters in any one particular sport. It's like a very snacking culture. So I feel people need to invest some time in themselves, trying to figure out what they want to do. So it's fine to like try multiple things, but those people who want to who are adrenaline junkies, what they should be doing is once they've tried quite a few things, should like try and decide which is like the sport that they want to pursue, and go all in, right? Go deep into the sport. You go breathwise initially, great, but after you have explored the breath, then you go down deep into any 1 or 2 adventure sports and take it up seriously. And that is how by the time then you are 28, 30, you would have had like about 6-7 years of experience in that sport, your best years of experience in that sport, and you'll be peaking. You'll be one of probably like a really good kayaker or a really good mountaineer or a really good skier, right? Because you would have invested that time in yourself. And that is how, as a country, we will also get to the next level of producing the next level athlete, right? That is what I would really like to see. And I hope that, with everything that is changing, in the next few years, we see many more kayakers, many more mountaineers, many more, like as I would say, shredders come to the scene and, go outside the country, go to Europe, go to America, and and let India be recognized as a place where there are there are people who are strong kayakers. Right now, there are so many good kayakers who come out of UK. When somebody says this is a kayaker from UK, automatically everybody is inclined to think that this guy must be super solid, right? So I would kind of love to see a similar image of kayakers coming out of this country. Like when I go abroad to kayak and I say, hey, I want to go kayaking, and they say like, do you even kayak? I mean, how do you know what kayaking is, right? So these are the kind of questions. They look at me very strange because no Indian has ever gone to like a whitewater shop. When I went to rent a kayak, they told me I was the first Indian to come and rent a whitewater kayak.
In the US?
In the US, in California, and that I feel should change with your generation, right? So and it'll be cool to see if that ever was to happen.
काफी अच्छा point. In fact, I would like to add one thing. आप अपने लिए भी कुछ अलग ढूंढ सकते हो. As in जैसे आपने करा कि you are doing mountain biking also and you're doing whitewater kayaking also, है ना?
Right.
So a hybrid of two things or something that would be really great. किसी का हो सकता है teaching skills बहुत अच्छी हो और वो kayaking सीखे, so he or she can become a great instructor also.
Right.
So you can mix two or three of your things, to get a unique combination kind
Right.
of thing.
Yeah. So the thing is like this, that I feel that if you pick up one type of adventure sport and you pick it up really well and you go deep into it and you become expert, then the other adventure sport that you pick up kind of comes a lot easier.
Exactly.
Right? Because your mindset is sorted and that's one of the very important things. And a lot of the skills are transferable, right? So because for example, kayaking is also a gravity sport because you're going down something, right? Going down a river. So in a way it translates to mountain biking as well, right? Because you're going down a trail. So that way quite a few of these skills are transferable because the physics and the body mechanics in what is required in gravity sports is more or less the same, right?
Also your muscles get used to those
Muscles
things.
get used to it. There'll be a few muscles that you use in biking that you don't use in kayaking, and vice versa. But apart from all of those, a lot of the things kind of remain similar. By doing two things side by side is a big plus, right?
Definitely.
But like I said, when you have limited amount of resources, it's very hard to invest in two adventure sports at the same time. So especially for people of your generation, I mean, you're going to struggle to invest in one sport. So आप दो में क्या करोगे? So which is why my entire point was to start off was to like you go deep in that any one sport, pick it up nice and well, and then once you have the power and the resources and the time to like also invest in some other activities, then go for it.
Then you can create a unique combination.
Then you can create a unique combination, exactly, right? Somebody can be a skier and snowboarder and even a surfer, right? And be like a really good kayaker, or even a kayaker and a mountaineer. And this kind of thing will also help you find a lot of jobs in the industry outside of India, right? I get a lot of requests from people who want to come learn kayaking because they want to go work in Australia, they want to go work in the Middle East as outdoor educators or outdoor guides, and there the payments are very good. I mean, there's good amount of remuneration. There's like a career in this right now, right? That people can go outside India and become outdoor educators, and that requires you to at least be proficient in 2 or more adventure sports. Usually when people are working in these big outdoor companies, those big outdoor companies just don't handle one kind of activity. They're a multi-sport company, right? They usually do trekking, they do rafting, they do kayaking, mountain biking, skiing also during the seasons. So typically the guides that they tend to hire, they prefer hiring people who are proficient in more than one adventure sport.
बहुत सारी opportunities हैं शायद जो we don't see it on the face of it. मतलब हमें शायद दिखती नहीं है, but like there are, as you told कि बाहर जाके भी you can apply for outdoor jobs and all.
Right.
But remunerations अच्छे हैं,
Right.
Any ending thing you would say?
No, that's it. Thanks for taking the time, and thanks for being a part of the festival, and congratulations on winning both events at the intermediate category.
Thank you, sir.
And I hope to see a lot more of your kayaking exploits in the future.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, thank you, sir.